Hey guys, it's Ashley with So Much Cosplay. I'm working on finishing up the Flotsam and Jetsam to go with the Ursula costume. Let's go ahead and get this last layer of my vinyl fused down. So I'm using the Power Shine Heat Transfer Glitter and Foil for the faces on Flotsam and Jetsam. I originally embroidered my first ones, so I did machine embroidery, but I realized that all of you probably don't have access to an embroidery machine. So I went ahead and made the files that you would need to be able to cut this on your electronic cutter and cut it out of foil and glitter instead of necessarily using the embroidery machine. So you can find the downloads for these files to cut your own, and I've already got mine all cut, weeded, and ready to go to fuse on the last face here. I've already got my first two on, and I've got my third one here. And you might remember me talking about this when we were using Ursula's suckers and telling you that it needs to be a cool peel. So I'm just going to slide this around here and kind of use my hands to dissipate some of the heat on this so we can go ahead and give this a peel off and see how well we've stuck here. It looks like I didn't get quite that corner there down. That's okay. I'm just going to hold on to it and give it a little pull with everything else. And it looks like I need to hit it with a little bit more heat. So, and I see a quick little flaw that I need to fix before I do this. I don't want to fuse the teeth in front of the tongue. I would like them in the opposite order. But anyway, if you're layering these using the registration marks I gave you and not the way that I've chosen to do it, which was to peel it all off in the back and just kind of stick it in and hope for the best, that won't necessarily be an issue. But we'll go ahead and fix that. So, going to go ahead and fuse these all together. Take a quick look at it, and then you're just going to kind of freeform cut the body of your Flotsam and Jetsam. So here's one that I have done with the machine embroidery version. I need to trim a little bit more into my mouth here and give this a nice fuse, since I did use our Mighty Fuse on the back of my applique pieces. And then I can go ahead and layer this up with its counterpart here. Helps if I leave everything accessible. So there's my other one. Notice one white eye, one yellow eye. I'm going to go ahead and layer these up. Give them some pins. And then I got to go ahead and get my fin in here. So my fin is actually a layer of the So Shrink fabric with this nice sheer fabric with it. I went ahead and serged this off of my serger. You could use your regular sewing machine, your sewing machine with a twin needle, your choice. And we're just going to kind of open our Flotsam and Jetsam here, whichever one this is, and use your pins and give this a nice pin in here. Kind of work it back along. I determined it goes back about 3/4 of the way, so that's probably about all the fin this one's going to get. Add our second one on top of it. Pin, stitch the whole way around, leave an opening for turning. Whip stitch that closed by hand once you're finished. This light batting on the back of my one eel that's done here is embroidery batting from R&K. I like it because it was the only thing I needed to put in my embroidery hoop before I added my fabric backed with our Power Boost lining so it doesn't ravel quite so much. I've handled this one a little bit and it's not looking too bad. But went ahead, hooped it up, stitched through all of it, and then just kind of freeform cut this out. So once I decide I'm happy with this one, I might just lay my finished one here on top and just kind of freeform cut out how that's going to be. I would recommend that you put both of your layers together, match them up, and cut it all out as one piece, since this is just a little bit of freeform exercise and you're not worrying about trying to match them back up perfectly when you're done. So whichever way you choose to do Flotsam and Jetsam, be it with glitter or be it with machine embroidery, I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope the rest of your Ursula is coming together well. Here we go. We'll take a quick look at how this one is. And hopefully you have a beautiful cosplay almost finished As far as, you know, adding some accessories, getting some shell earrings tracked down or made, totally use your foam and make them. Or in this case, getting our flotsam and jetsam finished. We've almost got this one off. Cool, there we go. So that one is all done, and I will just kind of line up the next one to go down here, get it layered up, fused on, and we'll be all finished. Thank you so much for joining us for this sew along. I hope you're having fun, and I hope you'll come back next week to finish up the petticoat.